and welcome to PushMowerRepair. Today we're going to show you how to put together a G4 carburetor from the state of it being completely taken apart, and we're going to give you some advice on how to best do that and what's important. Tools you'll need for this video is some pliers, a flathead screwdriver and some carburetor cleaner. Okay, so here we've got a G4 carburetor and all the parts needed to go in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to reassemble it and show you how to do that from scratch. We're going to start with the cam. This part rotates with the throttle and adjusts the revs. So we're going to put that in. That's what we're going to do. That goes in like that. It should spin easily like that. If it doesn't spin well, you need to clean it and find out what's stopping it spinning well. You want to get it in this position, and then we're going to put the throttle cable in. So here we've got the throttle. What you want to do is you want to pull the throttle cable out a little bit if you can. What you want to see is this gold bit here. That gold bit slots into this slot here. And so you want to put it in like that. See that? Until the gold bit is in the correct position. And then you want to flip it up like that so it slots in. Then you can put the rubber over. Put the clip on. Okay, the next step is to get the little gold end in the cam. So you want to rotate the cam so you can see the gold ball. Then you want to push it down. You want to make sure your throttle's in the off position, because this is where it's easiest to get in. And there you go, it pops in like that. Next, we're going to get the ignition wires. These ones aren't attached to an engine, but they're just to show you. So we need this one, we need a plug, and we need the cover. We want to stick the wire through the cover, stick the plug on the end, and then poke it through there, but we want to put the throttle in the middle first. Like that. Let me put the rubber plug in till you can see it sticking out. Then you can come and put the cover on. And you want to get the other ignition wire and put it through here. Like that. Next you want to get the poppet valve. And you want to put it underneath through the hole in the middle. Can be a little bit tricky, but there you go, you got it in. And then you want to line up the A on the bottom of the poppet valve with the square hole, like that. So you can put it in A, as we said. If you put it in B or C, it will run slightly faster from idle and throughout the rev range. I find that in Victas they generally run a little too fast, so A is probably the best position. Next we get the lifter. We put it this side down, and these slots. So there's 3 slots for the little arms to sit in, so they can't move. And then if it's in the right spot, when you move the throttle, it should move up and down. There we go, it's down and back up. So it's probably easiest if you put it in the down position. And get your little spring, and then your diaphragm, and you want to hold the poppet valve from underneath and push the diaphragm on, like so. And then the diaphragm's on, you want to make sure it's not getting stuck or pinched. If it's pinched like this, it's not going to work. Then you want to get the metal retainer you want to put the flat side down. Put that across, like that. Once the metal retainer's on, you can either put this cap on. If your cap isn't taken apart like this, you can put the spring in the cap and then put it on in one piece. If the cap's taken apart, you just put the cap on with the nozzle facing to the back. You just push down, it clips on. Then you can put the spring in the middle. Oh. Then you can get your little middle part and push it down. That clips in like that, and we're all ready to go. And next we'll move on to this front section. Okay, so here we're going to make sure this is clean. You can clean it with the carburetor cleaner we showed you at the start. And you want to make sure the whole carburetor is clean, of course, but then we're going to get the primer cap. If yours looks like this, you probably want to get a new one, but for demonstration purposes we're just going to use this old one. And then we're going to get our primer O-ring. You want to make sure your O-ring doesn't look like this. If it's oval, like this, usually you can pull it and you'll see little cracks in it, which you won't be able to see in the video, but that means it needs replacing. And so if you put your O-ring on, can be a little tricky. There you go. Then you want to get your needle, and you want to put this side sticking out of the hole, this side into the hole. And the hole that you're going to put it in is this one here, this second one, like that. Then you want to get your float, and you want to just clip it on and sit it like that. And what you want to look for here, if you've got a black needle, if your float touches this part, it means that your needle's worn out and you should get a yellow needle to replace it. For example, if we take out the needle, when you put your float in, if it sits like that, it's worn out and you need to replace it so it sits down like that. Once that's all together, you want to stick it in one piece in the front of here, and you'll see on the front here it's got a line up the top on the plate. It says this line horizontal. It's quite hard to see in the video in the camera. And what you want to take note of is that the carburetor is mounted like this on the engine, so horizontal is this way, not as some people would think, this way. Okay, so you put it in like that, and you get your main jet that you've cleaned out the hole in the end and the hole in the bottom where that mesh is. You want them completely see-through. You put it in there, you tighten it up. You want to make sure to come straight on so you don't thread the hole. And you just want to gently tighten it up because it's plastic thread. Now your carburetor is assembled and ready to put on your engine.